You know, I'm such a good farmer. I'm just outstanding in my field. Hello everybody, my name is Mateo-Tube. Welcome back to another episode of Farming Simulator. Today's a warm, beautiful day, 47 degrees Fahrenheit. If this was Ohio, which technically it is Ohio, this is warm. And as you can see, our crops are finally coming up, so that is amazing. Now, what are we doing today? We got some exciting things we're doing today. But first, we got to do some odd jobs. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you, today's going to be a really, really good episode, alright? However, before we can get into the goodies of today's episode, we got to go do some odd jobs. I'm going to go run over to our other field, grab our flatbed trailer and the skid steer, and we're going to go and grab some fertilizer. It's going to be a spray kind of fertilizer. If you remember in the previous episode, we were spraying the fields down with some fertilizer, and it seems to have done them really well because as you can see, crops are coming in. So that is always a good sign. But we did run out, so we're going to need some more, and that's what we're going to do today before we get into the fun stuff. Look at this. Our crops are coming in. This is amazing. Let's get this trailer loaded up. All right, let's take the skid steer, and we're going to put the fertilizer just there. Grab the seeds and put them just here. Skid steer can go on the trailer. And we are setting off to the store, but real fast, I gotta put it in order. So I think what I'm gonna do is we're gonna buy 3 fertilizer tanks. Ooh, wow, that's expensive. 3,000 each. Oh, how much does one hold? 2,000? I might only need to get 2. If I get 3, we'll have 6,000 liters of fertilizer in total. That means we could fill up a total of 12 times if we needed to, which I don't really think we need to do. It's a lot of money. Should we buy it? Yeah, we're going to buy it. Let's do it. How much money we got now? 2,200. 2,200. Okay, then I guess I'm only going to buy 2. Oh, that's expensive. Yeah, I'm only going to buy 2 for now. If we need another one, we'll buy it, but I might change my mind. It's always better to have too much than too little. I should probably get some fuel while I'm down there, too. If you see the Deutz is kind of getting a little bit low here. Let's head off. Alright, here we are. My skid steer has been rolling all over the place. I don't know why. I feel like that's not a normal thing for it to do, but maybe it is, and I'm just forgetful this morning. While we're getting our fertilizer things here, I went to go do some real-life farming yesterday. If you follow me on my Discord, well, yesterday, by yesterday I mean Sunday. Obviously, this video is going to be uploaded on Wednesday, so by yesterday I mean Sunday. And if you follow me on Discord, I posted a picture of the Deutz that is owned by the guy who runs the farm that I went to. And it's really sad what's happening to his farm. He's been around for years. Basically, his farm is being sold to housing development people. People who are building a housing development. This housing development's been built... has been... What am I trying to say? This housing development has been in construction for as long as I can remember. I want to say, like, when they started building it, I was 4 or 5. Well, now I'm 17, and they're just finishing it off because his farm is the last of their plan. So, it's a shame because it's such a beautiful farm, you know? Like, when I went there last year and kind of worked and did some haying there, it was so peaceful, you know? There were trees, you know, there was quiet, you know, there were a few houses, you know, but it was peaceful, you know, and I went there yesterday, totally didn't even recognize the place. There was a road going right through the farm, and one of the barns had been taken down completely. I was like, wow, this sucks. So his farm isn't being sold for good, though, just that sector of the farm, which takes away his house. He lives in right there. And unfortunately, he's losing that, so he's building another house, and I saw that the other day. Pretty good, but kind of sad what's happened to our farming community here where I live. I mean, our farming community, it's not really in danger, but it's definitely decreased in size. Definitely, like, in the 90s. It really decreased in size as the 20th century came to an end. I'm pretty sure, though, a majority of farms around where I live are probably going to be sticking around for a long time. At least that's what I hope. So, dang housing developments, right? But, yeah, if you follow me on Discord, I took a picture of his Deutzfe. I'll actually just show it to you right here. There you go. That's his Deutz. You can't really read it, but it says Deutz up here, and then down here it says Deutz. It's an older tractor, but look, you see this road right here? This road wasn't here last year. There was actually a white fence. I want to say that, yeah, there was like a white fence or something right here. And there was a barn that stood about right here. A big hoop barn stood right here, and there's a hoop barn down over here, which you can't see. And all this, there were a bunch of trees in this area. It was quiet, dark. It was nice. It was peaceful, you know what I mean? And there was a lot of grass, too. It was full of life. And, well, you got this road going through it, and it's a shame, really. But he owns another Deutz. I don't know where it is, though. He may have sold it. I don't know. He may have sold it. I'm not too sure, though. If he did, that's sad, because I like the other Deutz, too. Both Deutzes were pretty nice. But, yeah, back to the game. All right, what was I doing? I was loading the skid steer. Should probably put straps on these as well. Alright, let's get that folded in. While that is doing that, let's put the straps on here so our whatchamacallits don't just fly away. Alright, well, let's head back to the farm, and we'll get ahead with some other stuff. We got some cool stuff we're doing today. It's going to be a lot of fun. I will see you back at the farm. Alright, so we're almost back at the farm here. Our crops are coming in, which is really, really good. If I had to imagine, we might be mowing some hay within the near future. Probably like maybe a couple episodes time. It'll be good and fun. Alright, let's turn here. We're going to turn this way, and we'll get our stuff unloaded, and then we got some other fun stuff we got to get into. And what the heck's that? Wait, what? What? Well, hold up one second. What is that? Parked on our front lawn. Okay. What? I mean, if it had a license plate, we don't live in the UK, so obviously tractors don't have license plates. But what is this? An 8RX. It's an 8RX, and it's got like a massive like sewing machine on the back. Interesting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I guess I got to cut to the chase. Welcome the 8RX to the farm. Before we get started with this is the thing that I was talking about, and how I said we got some fun stuff we got to do. We're in an 8RX, which is pretty cool. I'm going to go through some of the things with this tractor. Start up the tractor, you got a few screens that pop up. I think this is the coolest thing out of all of them. Watch this. When you open the door, hold on, you got to open the door by hitting that. Look at that. The light actually turns on. Oh, you got it left to right. There you go. I love that. How the light actually turns on. That's amazing. Now, default in the store, it looks just like this. If you wanted to, you can add weights. We don't have any weights, and I'll get to why I don't have any weights in a moment. You can also get tinted windows, so you can get dark tinted or light tinted. You've got engine setups, so you can have a maximum of 458 horsepower and a minimum of 357. You can also change the tracks on it, so you can have like the wide tracks like this, like that, or you can have the 24 tracks, which is what this is what we got right now. You can also change the screen on the inside. So if you look, let's change the dark tint here. If you look right here, basically the screen just adds that second monitor here. It is pretty cool. There are beacons on this thing, but I'm not a fan of them. There are the beacons. Those little circular things. You got the 3 circular things that could make a triangle. Those are the beacons. You also got hazard lights. You can see the hazard lights just there. Look at that. With the beacons too. Personally, I hate the beacons. So we're going to keep those off. But there you go. You also have a crap ton of lights. So look at that. You got lights literally all around you. Perfect for doing some nighttime farming. And in the inside of the tractor, you can see the blinking lights for the hazard lights and the turn signals, which I think is pretty cool. Some tractors in this game miss that detail. Now, I live in the United States, and I don't know the purpose of having 2 warning triangles. There's a warning triangle on the 3-point linkage here, and then there's a warning triangle right there. I don't think you need the second warning triangle. I'm pretty sure that warning triangle right there would be just fine. I've never seen a warning triangle posted on a 3-point and then another one posted right behind. Of course, if you didn't have that if you didn't have that warning triangle in the back there, then yeah, having one right here would make sense, but the fact that we have one right there doesn't really make sense to have one on the 3-point. The tractor is rolling downhill for some reason. Now, we're going to get moving here, and you're going to realize it's going to get very laggy. I have no idea why this is. I went to Felsburn, I enabled the tractor, and the tractor worked just fine. I went to this map, enabled it, and the tractor is super laggy. I don't know why that is. Now, you might say, well, do you have too much equipment here? My Felsburn map was a multiplayer map that I had created for a live stream about a month ago. That one has like 10 times the equipment as this farm, and it doesn't lag when we move. So I don't know why it's lagging when we're moving. I don't know if it's that bad on Open Broadcaster, but it's pretty laggy here. This happened with another tractor that I had. It happened with a Ford tractor. I want to say I had the Ford Gen 3. I'm not sure if it was that one. On Grower's Farm, and that tractor lagged whenever I moved. And then I would stop, and my frames would go back up just fine. And I loaded that tractor into Felsburn, and it ran just fine as well. So I'm not too sure what the problem is, why it's lagging so much. It's clearly not the mod creator's fault. Otherwise, it'd be lagging everywhere. We're going to ignore it, though. But if you want to use this yourself, feel free to use this on your own map. It's available on the Mod Hub. Now, we got the exciting machine here. What are we going to do? We're going to plant some corn today. We got that field right there to plant, and we have the far field. That's what we're going to do today. But first, we got to fill up the hopper with seeds. So let's go do that. That can't be good for the pallet fork. Now, you might say, well, maybe a mod is causing the tractor to lag. And I thought the same exact thing. It's doing the same exact thing the Ford did in Grower's Farm, and I thought, do I have any mods enabled in this map that I also had enabled in Grower's Farm? And the truth is, I do. The mower that we have, I had enabled in Grower's Farm. The tedder that we have, I also had enabled, and manual attach. So I tried that, and I enabled manual attach, I enabled the tedder that we have, and the mower, and the tractor still operated just fine. Maybe what I'll do is I'll go down to I'll create another save game with this map enabled, and I'll just start going down the row and seeing if if there's a mod that's causing some problems. Now you might say, well, maybe you have too many mods enabled, but if I had too many mods enabled, then why would it be lagging only when I'm moving, right? I don't know. We'll ignore it for right now. Hey, we still have some seeds left over. That's actually pretty good. Get started with the 8RX. All right, let's close this thing up. Actually, you know what? Realism. There we go, because in real life, this is probably how you do it. There we go. I don't know why this thing is turning. I think I call this a John Deere. It's actually a Great Plains. Let's head off. It's going to lag for a little bit, but soon enough, I'll set you on a time lapse and we'll be okay. Maybe I can resolve it before next episode, which I'm pretty sure I will be able to, because I think it'll be another week before I record Farming Simulator, at least this map. Let's get corn here. Hopefully I can do corn. Watch me get like the... Oh, okay, good. I'm like, no, I got the wrong machine. That would have sucked. All right, let's place this down. Wow, look at that. It really just goes right into the soil. Oh, and it even kicks up dust. That's pretty cool. Let's head off. Wow, RPMs. Could the RPMs be any higher with this tractor? Holy moly, do you hear that? We're getting work done though, ladies and gentlemen. This thing's gonna get work done. It's the 8RX. It's fun. You know, from behind, it's actually not that bad. I could live with the lag for a while. I can live with lag. Hopefully you can too. Lag has never been something that's bothered me. Obviously, if it's like unplayable lag, then yeah, sometimes it does bother me, but this type of lag right here wouldn't bother me. And it's, I mean, the camera's a little jittery, but I mean, it's moving pretty smooth. We're going to continue here. I'm going to set you off on a time lapse. We should be done very shortly. And then soybeans in the far field there, and then soybeans in the field yonder over there somewhere abouts. I will see you in just a second. We are all done, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Get the RPMs down there. For some reason, I hit N. I don't know why. I meant to hit B, but I hit N, and it opened up the little container there. Now, question is, do you think this is for pellets? This, the fertilizer bit in this thing. Do you think it's liquid fertilizer? I wonder, actually. Oh, yes, it is liquid fertilizer. Okay, because I was looking at this, and I'm like, I wonder if we could fill this with, whatchamacallit fertilizer, with, the solid fertilizer. The reason I don't want to use the liquid fertilizer is because we have a fertilizer spreader. There's no reason for us to fill it. I don't know. I mean, you might say, well, why don't you just fill it anyways? It's because I don't want to. I want to be able to spray all the fields we already have, and it's like, I just want to use a sprayer to make it easier when just planning everything out. Alright, so we're going to fold this thing up. The folding for this is pretty cool. I've seen how these things fold in real life. I've never seen one of these used in real life, but alrighty, so we are moving up to the other field here. What was I going to say? I had something I did. Oh, yes, I got a mod. We're not going to buy it, though, because we don't have enough money. It's for diesel. Here we go. We can fill this thing with diesel, and then we can fill up our tractors and things like that. I think this is a good idea. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. But we're not going to buy it right now. Right now, I think it would be more worth it for us to just go down to the gas station, fill up, and then come back. Maybe next year. But here we are. We are in the XR. RX. It's right. It's RX, not XR. And we're going to be doing this field up with corn. And Man, look at this mighty tractor. Let's take a screenshot of this thing and just enjoy it while we have it here. Let's get into position here. As you can see, I already did a little bit. I was testing something out, and that's why you see that part of the field is already planted, just because I was testing something out. Wow, okay, that's probably not a good way for the planter to bend. But that is very interesting that the planter can bend that way. Can it do that in real life? I'd imagine it could. Alrighty, well, we're going along here. I'm going to set you off. I don't know why I wasn't recording. I was, for some reason, watching the view and not recording. I don't know what I was doing. Anyways, we're planting, and the lag isn't too bad. I don't know. Why my microphone? Please, like, microphone, get louder, okay? I don't know how loud I am. I'm sorry if I'm screaming, but my microphone seems to be really quiet. Well, you know the drill. This is a pretty big field. Well, not really too big, but good for our farm. I'm going to leave you on another time lapse, and that will be that for this episode. Hopefully you are enjoying the 8RX, and you can always get it on ModHub. It is available for you, so you can add it to your own farm. Yeah. I will see you all in just a second. Alrighty, so we are just getting done here, and you know what's crazy? This has taken about 11 to 12 minutes to do, and I don't know if that seems like a long time, but that actually feels like a really long time. Of course, had I had, the Deutz doing this, it probably would have taken maybe an hour or so to do this whole field up. But I don't know if I should, no, 12 minutes, that's longer than I thought it was going to take. It might just be because of my speed, or it might just be because I paused halfway through because I heard a noise, and it took me a couple minutes to figure out that the noise was some really, really old car passing by that was having, I guess, engine troubles or something. It's okay. We're missed just a little bit here, but this tool is pretty cool. This tool right here is not the default, what am I trying to say? Default sewing machine from Farming Simulator. You can find this one and ModHub. I think you can find it on ModHub. If you can't, I'd imagine you just search up corn planters. You'll probably find it on Yes Mods maybe, or I don't know. There's a few other mod sites you might be able to find this one on. For now, though, we're going to just, I guess, head to the end of the field. Here, you want to see the corn planter real fast? So this is the one that comes with the game. It's 18.2 meters. We could probably do our entire field with this in just one go. It's massive, this one. But the one we're using is a little bit smaller. It's this one. Smaller and better for our farm, in my opinion. Really, the only thing you can do is add a 3-point versus just a trailer hitch, which I think where I live, you'd probably see the trailer hitch more than the 3-point. And I also have all these other ones too. I could have used one of these ones, but look at this one, 36 meters. Like, I could have probably done my entire field with this in one go. It's pretty cool. You can add flags to it, and they actually go in the wind. Yeah, you can also add Canadian flags. So if you wanted to, you could be in Canada, the United States, or you don't have to have any flags at all. And you can obviously change the wheels as well to have the tracks. And that's it for those ones. And then I have all my older ones. If I was going to get one for the Deutz, I probably would have either gone for one of these or this one. I imagine that this one probably would have been the best one to go for, but we obviously don't have enough money, so we probably would have ended up going for this one or this one, possibly this one, but I'd imagine I probably would have went for this one. That's it. Let's fold this thing up from inside the cab. It's going to lag because the tractor's moving forward. For some reason, the tractor moving forward is something that can lag the game. I don't know why it does this. I don't know why. What is causing movement in the tractor to lag the game out? And I looked around between last clip and this clip. It's been 24 hours since I started recording this episode, and I looked at it of possible ways that this thing, possible mods that could be doing weird things. And I was thinking maybe death fuel is a thing. Didn't see anything about death fuel in it. It could be universal passengers. Could be that one, but I don't know why it would be that one. Maybe the guy who created this did manual passengers, but maybe he did something a little wrong with it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna check that maybe between this episode and next episode. But you know what? Before we end the episode, let's just take a walk. Oh, hold on one second. Oh, look at that. There's like a fan in there. That's pretty cool. Do you see that? That is actually pretty cool. The only thing that this sewing machine doesn't have that would have been cool if it had is the hydraulic cables. Doesn't have any hydraulic cables, but that's okay. It's a very nice machine to have on the farm. I never really mentioned how I got this machine. As you can see, we really didn't lose any money getting this machine here. Basically, the deal was exactly the same as our previous John Deere we had. John Deere came to me, they said, "Do you want to try this out?" I said, "Sure." And they said, well, we'll give you the tractor and the planter so you can finish planting your fields up. And I was like, absolutely. Obviously, the only money we did spend in between the last few episodes was for this, but it's okay. Let's shut this off and take a walk. Well, look at what we did here. We got this field all done with, which is good. And I know, you know what I didn't do is I didn't look at this. I always fail to look at the crop info, or not that, but the rotation planner. That's okay because it says it was fallow, so corn will do just as fine as any other crop if both fields are if it was fallow 2 times. Any crop here will do just fine, and I imagine it's going to be the same here as well, but I might be wrong. Yes, they are both fallow as well, so since they were both fallow, we can do soybeans here and be just fine, and then I'm pretty sure in our other field we can also do soybeans. Oh man. Our little planter. Yeah, so based on my understanding, the field was, I was going to say pallow for a second, but fallow. So that means we could do soybeans, which, if I'm not mistaken, soybeans do earn pretty good money. At least they did in FS17. Look at that. So there's wheat. Wheat does pretty good. It's actually doing better than barley. I think in FS17, barley actually did the best all the time. And then oats does pretty good. Canola does really good. Sunflowers, awesome. And soybeans, out of any crop we have, actually does really, really good. Now, the corn actually doesn't do pretty good. So, it would have been more worth it to do a field of sunflowers. Maybe we could do a field of sunflowers. In the other field over there, we could probably do sunflowers, and then maybe this could be our soybean field. You think we could do that? We might be able to do that. And that might be a lot of fun. I'm such a good farmer. I'm just outstanding in my field. There's something about wheat and oats, just as they're starting to come out of the ground. For some reason, it's just really satisfying to look at. Maybe it's because if crops are coming Wow, I wasn't even recording. I started having a coughing fit. Maybe it's just because when crops are in the ground, money is growing very slowly. I don't know. It's just really satisfying seeing crops coming out of the ground. I don't know why. Alrighty, well, that's going to do it for us for this episode of Farming Simulator. I do apologize if I'm out of breath. I actually just ran outside because it's about to start raining, and I had to move some lawn equipment that I had outside. Anyways, that's going to do it for us for this episode of Farming Simulator. Thank you so much for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. See you later. Peace!